Well, the Democrats have had two horrific weeks, and it really just comes down to what Donna said. They've got no leader. They've got no movement. The only thing they've got is Trump derangement syndrome. It's the only thing that brings them together. And the only thing they got out of this week was, well, who's going to primary Chuck Schumer? What are we all about? AOC and Bernie Sanders are the only people in their entire party that can get a crowd of over 20 to show up. So the only thing they are, I mean, they're afraid of Trump. Trump owns them. And it was a total slam dunk for the Republican Party.
And the slam dunks keep coming. Take a look at this headline from the New York Post. Trump has just posted his highest approval yet. I mean, you literally cannot make this stuff up. And it's just the tip of the iceberg. Wait until you see all the poll numbers that came out this weekend. They've got the Democrats in an out-and-out panic. We're talking historic lows for the Democrats. I've got the stats. You're going to absolutely love it. Hey, gang, come on in. It's me, Dr. Steve, your Patriot Professor, here to celebrate with you the new golden age that you made possible back on November the 5th. So if you want to see all the ways that you are literally changing the world and the rise of a new civilizationalist age, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. A very happy St. Paddy's Day to all. I'm 50% Irish, so it's a wonderfully special day in the Golden Age. Have you noticed everything seems extra special in the Golden Age? Even cocoa. I kid you not. Did you know that the compounds found in cocoa, like nitric oxide, actually improve heart health and regenerate brain cells? Seriously, check this out from Harvard scientist Dr. William Lee.
So studies have been done to show that the flavonols in cocoa stimulate stem cells to come out of your bone marrow like bees in a beehive in your bloodstream, and they go out and they find wherever it needs to be repaired. If it's in your heart, they'll fix it. If it's in your liver, they'll fix it. Well, clinical studies have been done with high flavanol cocoa to show that in like men who are in their 60s with heart disease, they could actually just have 2 cups of dark chocolate hot cocoa a day for a month. Yeah. And they doubled the amount of stem cells in their bloodstream, and their circulation improved measurably.
Black Forest Supplements have created the first ever high flavanol cocoa powder packed with everything your body actually needs. And it's only 20 calories. Mix it with your coffee, your protein shake. It tastes amazing. This stuff can boost your body's natural stem cell production. I mean, think about it. Hollywood elites drop 50 grand on placenta stem cell injections, but you could just drink cocoa powder and get the same benefits without selling your soul. Now, I've worked out an exclusive offer with my guy at Black Forest Supplements to hook you up with a 40% off, but it's just for the next 48 hours. This stuff always sells out, so don't wait, gang. Buy 2, get 1 free. Just click the link in the pinned comment or description to stock up before it's gone. Click on that link below right now. What a way to start the week. NBC News just came out with their latest presidential approval poll, and as we speak, Donald J. Trump is posting his highest approval rating ever. Trump's approval rating as of Sunday is 47%, tied for their highest yet. This, again, according to NBC's polling, which means in reality, without the left-wing response bias that's always baked into NBC's polls. Remember, they had Kamala up by 6 just a couple of weeks before the election, even though we now know she never led ever in that race. Not at any point. All her internal polls never once had her ahead. So if NBC has Trump at 47% approval, that must mean he's posting something closer to 53, 54%. Oh, and lo and behold, that's exactly what we're seeing with the other poll that came out this weekend. It's from RMG. They did a survey of 3,000 registered voters and found Trump approval, what do you know, 54%. So that's going to be more like it. And it's not just Trump's approval. Take a look at this.
First of all, the mood of the country. This really jumped out. We ask folks, is it on the right direction or the wrong direction? That 44%, you say right direction, that's up since November. And if that doesn't seem like a lot, the last time it cracked 40%, you got to go back to 2012. The last time it actually hit 44 or higher, January of 2004. So a lot of this is Republicans, but independents, that number is also up since the election on the direction of the country.
You heard it. That was none other than NBC News having to report that we are seeing the highest right track opinion poll in 20 years. Again, NBC is doing what they can to try to blunt this. They're doing what they can to keep Trump just under 50%, to give Democrats something to hope for, but they can't. Look at this again from NBC News. 36% of Americans consider themselves part of the MAGA movement. 36%. That's the highest number ever recorded. Nearly 4 in 10 Americans say they are fully on board with the MAGA Express. Now, of course, the number's far bigger than that in terms of America First sentiments. We've seen that time and time again. We saw it after Trump's epic speech to the nation before joint session of Congress. The CBS News poll found 80% approval, 8 in 10. Again, this is why we knew that the Quinnipiac poll that week, it was total bunk. We didn't even have to look at the crosstabs. It was pure propaganda. It wasn't a poll. It was Quinnipiac doing what Quinnipiac always does: give Democrats a talking point, right? See, oh, look, Trump's approval numbers are plummeting. The nation has buyer's remorse. You Republicans better give Chuck Schumer whatever he wants, or you're gonna lose your seats. The Democrats were absolutely desperate. After 2 weeks of one fail after another, they needed something, anything, to give them a talking point, and Quinnipiac indulged that desperation. But as you can see, no one is buying it. Literally, no one. And it gets worse. Look at this poll for the Democrats. Gang, this is from CNN. Freaking CNN. The Democrats' favorability rating, their approval rating, has dropped to just 29%. That's a record low in CNN's polling going back over 30 years, back to 1992. It's a drop of 20 points since January of 2021. Now, just to put this in perspective, back in 2008, at the height of the whole Obama mania, the Democrat Party had a favorability rating of above 60%. They've now fallen to 29%. Oh, and NBC just came out with their poll for the Democrats. And if you can believe it, it's even worse.
Look at the numbers here for Democrats. 27% positive, more than double 55% negative. And we'll just put this on a graph for you in our poll here. This goes back a long ways, and you can see the trend line for both parties. This is what's happened to the Democrats since the election.
That is astonishing, Steve. That's an historic low, right?
That is in more than 30 years of this poll.
Again, the lowest Democrat approval in 30 years of conducting the poll. Let this hit you. You ready for this? Again, just to put this all in perspective. More people consider themselves MAGA than have a favorable view of the Democrats. More people consider themselves MAGA than have a favorable view of the Democrats. This is the doom loop that the Democrats are in right now. More people consider themselves MAGA than have a favorable view of the Dems. This is what happens when you get caught up in what Revolver News calls the 80-20 doom loop. And what Revolver points out is that there is an astonishing stark contrast between Trump and the Democrats. Whereas Trump has planted his flag with the 80% on virtually every issue. So we're talking border security, mass deportations, the total elimination of waste, fraud, and abuse, reciprocal tariffs, the freezing of foreign aid, energy independence, banning trans athletes from female sports. While Trump has planted his flag firmly in these 80% supported issues, Democrats are, by contrast, are planting their flag with the radical extreme 20% who are against all of that. I mean, it's so bad that the legacy media is openly panicking over this. Here's Kristen Welker trying to find a silver lining in all of this with the loony Democrat senator from Connecticut, Chris Murphy. And let's just say, I don't think he gave her a lot of confidence.
Our new NBC News poll shows the Democratic Party at an all-time low approval rating. Why do you think Democrats are failing to connect with Americans at this critical moment of urgency, which you describe?
I mean, I think Americans want the Democratic Party to stand up and fight and to take risks. Listen, I understand that had we gone into a shutdown, even for a handful of days, it would have been difficult. But it would have sent a message that the Democratic Party is not going to be bullied by Donald Trump. I think Democrats in this country want to see our party fighting in exceptional ways. That is the conversation that has to happen inside of the Democratic Party. And if we don't get that right, if we continue to work with Republicans, if we continue to hand Donald Trump more power, we are going to lose our democracy.
So double down. That's his salute. That's Looney Murphy's answer. We're going to address these abysmal record low poll numbers by doubling down on what gave us those low poll numbers to begin with. We're going to fight Trump and continue in our out-of-control tailspin 80-20 doom loop. And there's really, as far as I can see, gang, there's really no way out of this for the Democrats. I've been trying to think how. Maybe if they go the Fetterman route, but Fetterman's getting beaten up by his own party now. Jasmine Crockett, just every day, she's spewing more vitriol towards Fetterman than she is towards Republicans. And the more they double down on stopping Trump, right, the more they end up siding with the 20%. The more they're siding with bureaucrats over taxpayers. The more they're siding with illegal migrants over citizens. The more they're siding with trans athletes over women in female sports. They're on the side. Think about it. They're actually on the side of defending waste, fraud, and abuse. And the more they double down on the 20%, the greater the distance grows between the voters and the Democrats. It's a process known as dealignment. We talk about it a lot on this channel. It's a breakdown of the bonds that used to exist between traditional political parties and their constituents. And the key here is that the breakdown in the bonds that voters have had with traditional parties is making it easier for new political alignments to rise up, form a supermajority, and take the nation in a new direction. That's precisely why Trump and Doge have been so successful. It's a new political realignment that's ushering in a supermajority rule. And the Democrats, as you can see, are only destroying themselves in the process. The more the Democrats double down on the 80-20 loop, the more popular Trump and the Republicans become, and the bigger the new common sense consensus grows. So keep it coming, Democrats. Keep doing what you're doing. After all, we are certainly not tired of winning.
We will stand bravely, dream boldly, and nothing will stand in our way because we are Americans. The future is ours, and our golden age has just begun.
Is this not such an exciting time to be alive? As we speak, America is regaining its rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, and prosperous nation on earth. We have so much to celebrate already. I mean, think about it. Safer borders, the dismantling of DEI, permission to drill, baby, drill, and $1 trillion in new investments released into the economy. We stand on the precipice of what will be known as the most prosperous time in American history. The only question is, will you be an active participant in the golden age, or will you sit passively on the sidelines watching everyone else build wealth? Well, if you want to be part of the former, then I urge you to join me and my good friend Mark Wilburn at the Golden Age Summit. Mark is a stock market expert whose recent recommendations have led to returns of over 200%. He's an amazing teacher, and he has a knack for demystifying the market so everyday Americans can participate in this golden age we're now in. But do not wait. Seating registration is limited, so click on that link below right now and register today, and I'll see you for an event that promises to change your life.